Welcome everybody to another World of Tanks replay. My name is Maxwell and this one is from the user Vector77. He's driving the E-75 on an encounter battle on Winter Himmelsdorf. E-75 is a Tier 9 heavy tank for the Germans and a very, very good one as well, as you may have gathered by the title of this video. This is going to be a fantastic lesson on how to heavy tank, and in particular how to E-75. Now you will notice that he doesn't have the fully upgraded gun. Still has the 105mm with only 320 alpha damage and 225mm of penetration. Normally the E-75 gets around about 500 points of alpha damage with its top gun, but it has a rather long reload. This thing will catch people off guard thanks to the fact that it has a much faster reload. You can see Vector already taken a few hits but hasn't taken any damage whatsoever. Got a Super Pershing coming with him down the banana road, just pushing him out of the way so that he can get through. Realizes that the enemy team doesn't really have any tanks here, so just going to push on forward. Finds a VK-2801, spends the time aiming, and that is what makes the big bucks, as he takes out the VK-2801 after spending enough time aiming. Finds an AMX CDC, but silly CDC not going to be able to hurt the E-75. Does have this other Panther II coming as well. You see how he angles his tank there? Then after he's taken the hit from the Panther II, angles in the opposite direction, just to keep his lower plate hidden behind this rubble and present the maximum armor angle that he can. Now he's angling towards the Panther and the AMX, slightly over angle to the AMX. He's almost certainly going to have time to rectify that, as the side armor that the AMX would find easy to penetrate is nicely hidden by this rubble pile. Looks like the Panther II was flanked around behind and he is now shooting the Super Pershing. So Vector going to get himself into cover. Was nicely aware of the situation there. Looks like the Panther II was not wanting any of this situation. He's just ran away, but he's ran square into a Pershing and a Bulldog. Vector in a lot safer position now. Going to come forward and just try and charge down this AMX. Fires a little bit prematurely there, probably suffering from a little bit of lag or a little bit of shaky hand syndrome. This CDC is very quick off the mark. He's going to try and get away, but he's not that quick. Oh, he sets him on fire as well. Does the CDC have a fire extinguisher? Looks like he doesn't. That is kill number 2. And now he's going to press on and try and find some other tanks. Artillery was probably going to be making a run around here somewhere. Looks like the Allies have done a great job down in the city. The enemy team has done a great job up on the hill. Looks like the Allied team is currently losing 7 kills to 8. It looks like they are having a little bit of miscommunication as everyone is just spread out all over the place. The bat chat does get found, and everybody scattering to the 4 winds. Vector's repositioning himself to deal with the push that's almost certainly going to come from the hill. Artillery running away from this M41 Bulldog. I don't think the Bulldog realizes that there is a heavy tank here. Vector waits, gets a shot, does get some damage onto him, but it's not going to be enough. But the M53-55 is lying in wait and shotguns him in the face to take him out. And looks like he is now making moves away. Rest of the team covering the train line that goes towards the cap circle. Does find his counterpart here in another E-75. Just rushes that shot just a little bit. But he does angle himself around as an AMX 1390 comes around from the side. Did lose a little bit of his ammo rack. Over angled just a little bit there, but that was to lure the AMX 1390 into firing at his side and then straightening up just a little bit. And as you saw, that one bounced. Now he's going to have to duel with his counterpart. Unfortunately, he only has the small gun. Luckily, the enemy E-75 just loves presenting all of his side armor. He may, in fact, have the small gun as well. That one just bounces, takes out his track. Now he's going to try and keep his lower plate hidden. The enemy E-75 is taking fire from somewhere else. Vector gets his track and then backs off into cover. Going to try and keep as much of his lower plate hidden as possible. Going to focus on the E-75's weak spot. And this hit right here is a tutorial on where to fire at the E-75 when you don't have fantastic penetration. Going for that commander's hatch. He's put 2 consecutive shots into there for good damage. Bulldog trying in vain. Does take some tracking from the enemy E-75, but gets his track in return. E-75 takes out the Bulldog. Now going to focus on the commander's hatch again. Now he's going to move forward because the best cover is hard cover, where you can't be seen or fired at all. Even if that shot hadn't bounced, he knew that he had the hit points to just come forward and take the hit from him, as he could see that tanks were closing in behind him. Now he's going to try and get a shot on this T-55A. And now you can see the rate of fire of this smaller gun really coming into effect and being more of a help than it would be a hindrance with its lower alpha damage and penetration. Now he's got to find a spot where he can penetrate this 112, but he's getting nothing but critical hits. Going to rock forwards and backwards to make himself a difficult target. Going to focus on that commander's hatch, and he hits it for kill number 4, but he is now all alone. Got an Indian Panzer here. Again, the angle that he's at, people just continuously firing at his tracks. He's got almost the same reload as the Indian Panzer. He's just going to charge him down. Going to use his armor to his advantage. Doesn't want to get flanked by the T-55A, which really could happen at this point. There's also a Rheinmetall that could be coming down off the hill, as he was last spotted in J9. Again, angling for both tanks here. Gets a beautiful shot onto the T-55A as he backs off. And that Indian Panzer really should have used that opportunity to try and flank around him, but decides to wait until the last possible second to run away. And that is not going to be enough. Oh, he gets behind the cover before the E-75 can reload. Not really sure what he's going to do now. E-75 is fairly quick when he's up to full speed, and the reload of this gun is fast enough. Takes him out for kill number 6. 5,500 points of damage. And that just leaves the Rheinmetall. I'm a little confused as to why the Rheinmetall hasn't appeared yet. So he could have turned up at any moment around the side or the rear of Bektor and just ruined his game. But it looks like it was not to be. Maybe he made a run for the cap circle. Maybe he's AFK. Although I'm pretty sure I saw him get some damage onto somebody earlier. So I'm not sure if he is AFK. Bektor going to move up the hill to try and find him. Asking in chat if he's AFK. Looks like he is AFK. His gun's pointed to the sky. Oh, and then his gun decides to move, so it looks like this Rheinmetall's actually a bot. He's one of those, don't fire at the low plate, fire at the gun shield with high explosive ammunition. It looks like he's one of those terribly programmed bots that sits AFK until he spots somebody and then starts coming to life. And this could be a disaster. This bot could actually take out Bektor and ruin his fantastic game. He does have a long reload. He's going to try and ram him to death before he reloads. He does get him. That is GG, and that is the victory. So that was almost a terrible, terrible ending to that game, because these bots are programmed to only act if they have spotted an enemy tank. And even a bot, the Rheinmetall has a very powerful gun and could have taken him out. So he was lucky to get the ramming damage just to finish him off at the end there to pick up a well-deserved victory. 7 kills, 6,500 points of damage, and really showing a masterclass on how to drive a heavily armoured tank. So thank you very much for sending that replay in. Don't forget, guys, if you've got yourself a great replay, then send that to replay@squarereality.com. Link for that's in the description. I've been Maxwell. It's been a World of Tanks replay, and I'll catch you guys next time.